I think you mean 28 years later, because we need more zombie talk right now here on Cruise Control. And the trailer dropped for 28 years later, everybody. Can we talk about that in our trailer talk? All right, everybody. So finally we got the trailer for 28 years later now. Long waiting for this. Danny Boyle, Alex Garland. And I know people are saying it's not zombies. It's more of like, it's like more of an outbreak, but then they call it zombie and then they don't call it zombie. But 28 years later, the trailer did finally drop. And this is a trilogy. We were just talking about that not too long ago. This is a trilogy. This is the first of three, of course. The first two have been shot. Ralph Fiennes in here. Jodie Comer's in here. I love her too. She's so great. And of course, we have Aaron Taylor Johnson in here too from Craven himself, so hopefully he doesn't tank this like he's going to tank Craven. But this is coming out, and honestly, I'm interested in it. I know we'll talk about Craven here a little bit, but I'm interested to see this trailer. Watch the well, maybe GR. We'll see how many snickety snacks he got for Peppy. Maybe we won't. But 28 years later, the trailer's out. Let's talk about it. Let's watch it. Let's talk about it after that, and let's talk about it some more. Anyways, here's the trailer for again 28 years later. GR, that's good music you're playing.
Yeah, I'm playing it. Yeah.
Wait, sit here. Sit. Auntie, what's going on? Jimmy, sit still, keep quiet, and do not move from this spot.
Shit.
Scared.
Is this like a kindergarten class?
That was 28 years ago, Mike.
Oh no.
Became weeks.
7, 6, 11, 5, 9 and 20 miles today, 4, 11, 17, 32 the day before.
Oh no, what did the weeks become?
Years. It became years.
They haven't told us yet, Angela.
I
feel like we skipped over the months.
Don't.
They did.
Look at what's in front of you. Boost.
Germany.
Moving up and
Yeah,
down
they're doing some
again.
callback to World War II radio for sure.
Men go mad with watching you. There's no discharge in the war.
Okay.
If your eyes drop, they will get the top of you. Moving up and down again.
All right, so they're getting a lot of mileage out of this radio sketchy stuff. Maybe they should do like
That was the worst radio voice I've ever heard.
maybe they should have some children doing nursery rhymes slowly.
Oh, that creeps me out. Nursery rhymes are great.
This is a bullshit trailer. I didn't watch this one beforehand, but this sucks. Except for Killian Murphy right there.
I don't like that weird thing going on.
I don't think I'm going to watch that movie.
No.
And this was all shot on iPhone 15 Pro Max. The whole movie was shot iPhone 15 Pro Max.
It's commercial.
Yep. And also on top of that too, they did shoot, like I said, the first and the second one back to back. And they're hoping for it to be great. I guess they put a lot of effort into it starting off that fast. I think it's interesting, but again, like, do we need this 28 years later? There's a big there's a big controversy too.
Hit.
What's that?
There's a song, "To Dream the Impossible Dream."
To live the impossible.
That's gonna suck big time.
All right, GR, tell us how you really feel. Do you think there's any way? I mean, they probably shot this. It was a low budget compared to what it could have been. You're shooting on iPhones, of course. But do you think they make their money back and people will, flock to theaters based off this trailer at all?
I'm sorry, Brian. That was the best joke you've ever told.
Oh.
I mean, that really looked, and I'm not kidding. That looks like a piece of crap.
It's got a big cast too, GR. Ralph Fiennes is in this, and Jodie Comer, she's been doing really great. You got Cillian Murphy comes back as well.
They offer an actor a role and they pay him enough money, he'll do anything.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're right. People want to get paid, GR is going to go take a nap pretty much. He's not going to watch this, right, GR?
Yeah, well, I'm going to probably be right on top of that guy.
Oh, jeez, GR, we want to know about your personal life, GR. That's okay, you know. That's how you really feel, GR.
Ask Joaquin Phoenix his next movie.
Yeah, well, he'd just walk on it.
But no, GR, like this is, Danny Boyle has been a long time trying to make this. And people like Cillian Murphy thing, they're saying, well, isn't Cillian Murphy that zombie at the end? But I know that they came for, I think it was Ray Fine was saying that he was in an interview that Cillian Murphy is a small part at the end of this one, and his part gets bigger within the next two movies. So why would they show a clip of like a zombie that looks kind of like him? Is that just to throw people off, you think?
No, that was him. And it was trying to hook you for that next movie. If you're stupid enough to watch this one, then you might watch the next one.
So you think, GR, he might be kind of like, what is that, Shaun of the Dead? Like he's like a zombie. He's there
That's him,
in a shed
right
someplace.
there. That's him.
It looks like him a lot.
It really looks like
It
him,
is.
actually, when he has a little bit more hair and skin. Maybe a little more skin on it.
Can you imagine if it's not actually him and he's looking at the internet stuff? Like, that's not fucking me. What the hell, guys? I don't look like that.
Fashion Week, okay? Like, that's what that looks like.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy's like, I'm not that fat.
Fuck you guys. Fuck, What are you doing? What are you saying about me? He's like, haters. How about you, Angela? Angela, you see this trailer. Were you a fan of the franchise before the original ones? And do you think this could have any kind of return to form for them?
I mean, there's always a following for these franchises. I mean, I'll watch it if it's on, if it's on. I don't know if I'd go to like the theater to see it. I can't really say I probably wouldn't. I'd probably skip it, but there's definitely going to be a following for it. I mean, especially if they're going to build, I mean, a lot of people like Cillian Murphy, but, I will say it's cool to shut on an iPhone 15 or whatever that was. That's great. Keeps it like somewhat low budget. And then if they didn't have like some of the, A-list actors in here, hey, you want some coffee? I can use some. Dead guy. Yeah. So
It's a friend of Brian's.
Yep.
Yeah. Is that your pal, Tim?
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I like zombie apocalyptic, stuff, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not like a diehard 28 years later.
I've never watched these before, but it makes me want to kind of go back and watch them. I love zombie movies myself, and I see in the chat people want to see it too. I love zombie stuff, even though it's not zombies like you've been told.
I'm just sort of like middle ground. It's not like I'm dying to watch it, but I mean, if it's on or it's available, sure. And I'm already paying for a streaming service, yeah, I'll watch it. Just like
Can Twister. It make more than Joker 2? What do you think?
Like Twister or like Joker 2, I wouldn't even watch if it was like the last probably movie that was on or show that was available, and it was the only thing on. I would just turn it off and I would like paint a Warhammer figurine.
I'm still gonna say, Angela, please, no one.
That sounds more appealing to me than watching that or Twister or any of those movies.
Yeah. Please, nobody put yourself through that misery that is Twisters. Please just don't do it. I did. Vacuum your floor. Go scrub a toilet someplace. Maybe take your dog outside and pick up his shit. Just do that instead. That's better. Honestly.
Watch Sharknado 5. That was a good one. I can recommend Sharknado 5.
I think Sharknado, like Ian Ziering, totally kills it over Twister.
Good point, Racer X. That happens all the time. Humans turn against each other. They all end up getting eaten anyways.
Yeah,
that's the point of the zombie movie. Yeah.
Yeah. So a bunch of people get eaten.
Death of you?
There was some cool like visual effects, or not visual effects, but just visuals in this movie, or this trailer, I should say. Like the skull, like Christmas tree that was there. I'm like, what is that? That was kind of something that was maybe like interesting. Trevor, I know you like horror stuff, right?
Yeah, no, I think this looks good, actually. I'll take the opposite position once again. I'll be the
Get in there, Trevor.
No, I think this looks good. Like you mentioned the skull Christmas tree and like all those like pillars of bones or whatever. I mean, I'm getting like Catacombs of Paris vibes out of that, which nice. I think is a cool visual. But I mean, like for me, it's mostly just like I fucking love Alex Garland, and I think Danny Boyle is great also. And so like seeing both of them on this the Danny Boyle being the director and Alex Garland being the writer. Like, I think that's really promising, which they are the director and the writer of the first one. And I really liked the first one at the time. I haven't rewatched it in quite a number of years, so I don't know if it holds up. But at the time, I really liked it. I never saw the second one, which was a different director and writer team, so I just didn't have an interest. But I have faith still in Alex Garland and in Danny Boyle, so I think it's going to be good.
What do you feel about the trilogy, though? Trilogy. What do you think? How do they do two more on top of that?
I do think it's a little presumptuous to think that people are going to have an appetite for 3 more of these before this one has even come out. I don't think it was the right move to do 2 back to back, because now you have to put it out even if this one does flop. So I don't know. I don't know if that was the winning strategy, but hopefully it turns out. But like, also I'm really annoyed with the trend of like intentionally shooting movies as like 2 parts. Like, even if you're planning for a trilogy, like, you have to tell a complete story in each movie. And it sounds like if they're like, oh, we put Cillian Murphy at the end of this and he has a bigger part later, it's like, so what you're telling me is I'm not going to see a complete story. There's going to be a cliffhanger. I hate that. Just tell a full story, and then in the second one we do a logical build off from that, rather than just saying, oh, you have to watch these. Otherwise, like, we end up with like a Spider-Verse situation, which, like, the 3rd Spider-Verse movie is never getting made, and now we're never going to know what happens with the Spot. I'm sorry.
Yep. No,
Trevor,
we're not. We're not going to know. We'll get into that for sure.
Trevor, I got to compliment you. That Catacombs of Paris reference was classic.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. The Catacombs of Paris are fucking creepy, and like using that imagery.
Yeah, they are.
Is a good move. So
Reminds me of the ones also in like South America. The catacombs are crazy, like in Peru and Argentina. Like, there's some crazy catacombs. But yeah, these are cool. They're cool and creepy.
The ones in Paris freaked me out. I was drunk when we went down there. It was like,
oh, geez, JR, be careful.
Solid decision.
Be careful.
Yeah.
You gotta be super careful. Okay, Mike, how do you feel?
hey, it was back in the 70s. We're always loaded, you know.
You should have been even more careful back then. That's all I'm saying.
No.
Okay, Mike, we're kind of split around here. What do you think? Do you see the trailer? I know you said you didn't really like the trailer. I heard you say that. You just like out loud.
No, the trailer was
watching
bad. The trailer was straight up bad. Like, no doubt. Like, although I get the idea of like, okay, you filmed it on an iPhone 15. Like, great. Like, you can make a capable movie that tells a story. Trevor, like, you're right on that. Like, you can use a much worse camera than an iPhone 15 and tell like M, for example, the movie from fucking the 1930s in Germany. That was a creepy one that I watched recently, and so therefore I make a reference to it and try to be the intellectual for the show.
Yeah, boy.
I made notes. So the pile of skulls look like the Catacombs of Paris to you, GR. Not GR, to you, Trevor.
Yeah.
It looked like a penis to me. Hopefully it doesn't.
We know where your mind is, Mike.
I just hope it doesn't flop.
Mike, if you got a penis that's made out of skulls, it's not going to flop because that's a boner.
It's very, very.
Do we need to keep doing this segment? This segment's not going to get any better than that, Brian.
It's all right. We're already demonetized.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna get any better, Mike. I don't think.
I don't know, man. I watched it. I went into this, Brian. Obviously, that's an incredible umbrella for a zombie. That's a great juxtaposition.
You guys look good together, Mike. In this little scenario, you got.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Are we getting into another Mike Doc Goomba situation? You guys weren't around for that. Brian used to like to compare. He used to like to compare me to the visuals that he came up. But we don't do that anymore. That's not the kind of thing.
He's coming after you.
Too late, Mike.
He wants to know where the Warhammer figurines are.
Yeah, where are they at, Mike?
Basically, I'm really unimpressed by this trailer, which is sad because the dude that wrote it. Let me scroll up. Alex Garland. He wrote some great shit. He wrote Ex Machina. Annihilation was good. Civil War was okay. Men was garbage. If you guys in the chat watched Men, I watched it recently and I was totally on board with the premise. But then I watched it and I was like, either this is like too smart for me, like they're making some allegorical choices that are above my head or that I'm not getting, or like it's just way too incredibly obvious and I don't understand. It didn't work for me at all, but he's an incredible writer. Like, did you watch it, Trevor?
Yeah, I saw it in the theater. I really liked it.
You liked it?
I did.
Like, so all the like the men like giving birth, like the like squeezing other horrible monsters out of themselves towards the end. You know what I'm referring to?
One after the other.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is an effective storytelling element to you, Trevor.
I mean, on a visceral level, it definitely made me feel something.
Yes. Okay. So it's horrifying. Got it. We can just do body horror forever. They just keep squirting each other out. So I apologize, Brian. This is a deviation.
It's okay. It's okay. Smite's not sold on this.
It is graphic. The writer of this movie has done some graphic stuff, although that was with A24. So I don't know if his work with this director is going to be different.
But it's the original team that brought the first one, and that can be a good formula again to bring it back around. That's, as Trevor was saying too, that can make people really excited about it. And we've been waiting to see some. They've done little teasers, but nothing like this. And so they're not really showing that much here either. They're showing a little bit, but not as much as they could. They don't know much plot. Aaron Taylor Johnson's running. There's a kind of Cillian Murphy zombie. I saw Ray Fiennes, just like it's a smidgen of time in there too. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. I'm interested in it.
It's a commercial, Brian. I get that you're interested. If it was anything other than a commercial, they would have released it, and then once it did whatever in the theater, they would have said, oh, this was filmed on an iPhone 15. However, they released that ahead of time, so that's how they acquired the money to make the film. I mean, it seems obvious to me.
Yeah, they probably weren't going to get it from the get-go. They're like,
which is okay. That's okay. I get it. Like, however you need to film your project, like, get out there.
Yeah, you got.
But it doesn't mean that I'm going to bend over to suck it for you.
There you go.
Okay, there goes our monetization.
I might anyway. Just ask nice, guys. Jeez, that's all I'm saying.
Just ask nice, and they did ask nice for this movie.
I've got two more comments actually that I thought of while Mike was talking. So like the iPhone thing, first of all, I must have missed that in the link. I didn't realize that. But like we've seen a number of movies filmed with iPhones over the last like 10 years. I think that's a trend that Steven Soderbergh started him just to see if he could, and be like, no, yeah, it probably is a marketing thing for Apple, but like it's not like they're just taking these phones out of the box and just like going around shooting with their phones. Like they're still they're using these phones like as the camera, but it's still getting put into a proper rig, like with a giant cinema lens on it. So like what you're seeing like in this movie, you are not going to get that result with your iPhone ever. So
I'm shocked, Trevor. I thought it was right out of the box.
I mean, I feel like a lot of people do think that, and like especially like
that's the idea. Honestly,
Mike speculated a marketing stunt for Apple. Like they're probably counting on a lot of people thinking that, and it's like no, that's not what's actually happening here, guys. You still like need like $1,000 lens added onto that thing, or $10 lens,
and a whole rig for that too. On top of that,
I like Brian. Did you like Green's comment? This movie needs a popcorn bucket. Queen said,
"Popcorn bucket.
It needs a popcorn bucket.
Popcorn bucket. Yes,
popcorn bucket." And then
there's a hand in the middle of it. Watch out for that hand.
Oh yeah, that's actually a really good idea.
No, it's got a bone penis for mine.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, you had your own hand, Brian.
Just as a whole,
I wanted to
Christmas tree.
The other thing I wanted to mention was like we talked about because like the bone structures like look like the catacombs. Like the other like reference that I'm seeing like with that creepy soundtrack that Mike was saying, oh, we should just get like kids to say nursery rhymes or whatever. Like I think that the voice in the background repeating like the numbers and stuff is a reference to the Cold War number stations.
Oh, totally, gotcha.
Oh.
Yeah, like I mean that's a big like unsolved mystery thing that like certain radio frequencies in certain places around the world you can pick up these stations where there's just this creepy Russian voice like reading numbers over and over and nobody outside of Russia knows what the hell that's all about and has never figured it out over the last several decades. So
Maybe because they don't care, Trevor.
I think they care. I think they care. I think they care deeply. I think the military cares deeply. But like otherwise just like online like conspiracy people like love this shit just because it's a weird thing that happened that nobody can explain. And so I think it might be the filmmakers might be intentionally trying to evoke that specific thing. And I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that. I didn't realize that, Trevor. And like, yeah, this is spy communique stuff. Like, let there be no doubt about that. I don't think that that's like hyper conspiracy stuff. I think that it began during a period of high tensions. And like, what, like, so the alternative hypothesis is that it's, people with mental challenges that are just on the radio nonstop for decades, or
also a possibility. I'm not going to say it's not.
What else? Like, there's codes in there. It's military communique.
And I think too, on top of that too, it's 28 years later, so maybe this thing has been running for this long. Maybe this has been going on a repeat,
and they're trying to say that
it just keeps going.
They just put it on a loop so everybody can hear it over and over and over.
Yeah. I just don't know who's going to go to theaters. I mean, I would go to theaters to watch this. I'm just fascinated, but I might go back and watch the old ones. I'll go to theaters to watch this. I know I might be kind of alone here, but anybody else going to go to a theater to watch this?
I probably will.
Yes, Trevor. Angela? Nope, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But then again,
if you guys want to go watch it, cool, let's go. But otherwise, I'm not going to go myself. I'm not going still.
Sounds like a Kruse field trip.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a group thing, okay, sure, fine. Like, pull my arm, I'll go.
I love you guys, but I ain't going to see that crap anytime.
It might be good. We'll see.
And we saw Megalopolis
second weekend.
together.
I'll go. Second weekend.
Megalopolis I liked.
Yeah.
It's a weird movie. It's a very weird movie. But everybody, 28 years later, it's gone by so long. We're getting that movie come out. The trailer is out. Let us know what you think. And I really hope that, Aaron Taylor Johnson doesn't ruin that like he's ruined Sony with all the Spider-Verse. Because apparently after Craven came out, Sony's like, or it's not even out. It comes out Friday. They're like, we're fucking done.
Yo, player, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the Pepestar needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.